Hey guys. You're waiting for me. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay. It's not working. Okay. I am well. How are you guys doing? All right. Let's invite her. Let's do some invites, guys. We're gonna use the first few minutes here, just inviting some people over on these lives. So definitely, thanks for those likes, guys. We're gonna get into the topic of fear versus faith and growing out of fear into faith frequency tonight. I'm gonna let's get some folks on here. Do 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 Faith and fear vibration. Community live. All right, guys. Let's first do a little sound bowling. I've got a C bowl here. Let's help us ground. I was writing an email today, and I wrote the terms. What's it called? Uncertain times. In these uncertain times, and I was like, wow, that's an interesting term. But in these uncertain times, this is when we practice. We practice here to get very certain about our vibration and very certain about the truth of things, right? Oh, hey, Sam. So glad you're here. So if you're new here, my name's Rebecca Abraxas. I'm a certified sound therapist and I'm a metaphysical minister. And these are our Monday night community nights where we do sound healing. We just talk metaphysics and we just see where the night takes us. But I really wanted to address this, the frequencies of fear and faith. So we're going to dive into that today. And I have exciting news. I'm launching a membership, Vocal Oneness membership. So I'm pretty excited about that. So just take in this frequency here. This is a C note for our root chakra. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining us. The membership is for metaphysical, spiritual direction, as well as vocal training and awareness. So it's voice and spirituality coming together for spiritual leadership. So if you want to get a purer tone to your voice, if you want to trust and feel more empowered with your voice, if you want to stay aligned with oneness consciousness, we're going to do practices with the voice to stay aligned. And that's what we're talking about tonight, is that certainty, trying to have this sense of certainty in very uncertain times. And that's where the voice comes in and helps you with that oneness frequency. You are not cooperating with us. I don't know what you mean. WhatsApp. I'm on my lives here. I don't know what you want. I'm using my phone. I'm on another live on my phone, and I'm on a live on my computer here. So I can't do WhatsApp right now. Bye-bye. All right, so this is a C note. Just tune into your root. Tune into your root. You can even sound along with it. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. We've got Rocky here. We've got Sam. We've got Chris. Welcome. Let's just get this moving here. Let's get it into the algorithm. Press the screen here. Hey, Erica's in the house. Great. So we're gonna press the screen for some likes and share it with 10 people. And do you think it's okay to listen to bowls and play them around kids? Absolutely. Kids are really resilient unless kids are um, weak or sickly. Like crystal bowls. Crystal bowls can be very activating and they're pure tones. So they're not great for people with dementia or people with who are weak and sickly, like elderly people in nursing homes, or people with head trauma. These don't do well. You might want to use the Tibetan singing bowls, the metal ones. They are a little bit more of like an odd harmonic, or not a pure tone, even harmonic. And they have a little bit more bandwidth for people that are more sensitive. But if your kid's not super sensitive, this can really help them calm their brain waves and stuff down. Um, yeah. Hey, Jackie, thanks for joining. So this is a C note. And this here is an A. A can help with our intuition and personal guidance. C is helping us with our root chakra. And we just do a little rattle bath, which really helps clear energy. All right, let's put this down for a sec. So guys, we do these lives every Monday night. We want to get people going. We want to just align for the week. I put these on Monday night because it's a great way to just get ready for the whole week. So we're aligning here. So anything that felt off to you on the weekend, anything that got you spiraling down, anything that felt exhausting or triggering, bring it to these Monday night lives, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's resolve it. Let's go into it with sound. Let's go into it with some metaphysical tools. And you're welcome. So tonight's theme is fear versus faith. I got in a dispute over the weekend. Ooh, a dispute. Okay. With a family member, with a friend, in a car crash, in where, if you want to tell us a little bit more about the dispute. And notice When we get in disputes, what's happening to our energy, right? What are we resisting? What have we contracted around? Um, where is our vibration? So when pretty intense, I got angry at a children's place. Oh, sweetie. I'm sending you love. Oh gosh, parenting. Another mother tried to, oh my, what? A mother tried to attack you and your baby. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. What provoked her? Um, a sound. Okay, so we're gonna see what's happened to Sam here. She got attacked. Um, and so let's see what she feels like sharing. As I was sitting on the floor and her kids started to push things at my child. So I said, stop, of course, right? Okay. And then did she verbally attack you or like physically attack you, like jump on you or like push you away or whatever? So these are the kind of things like what happened over your weekend and bring it here. Let's talk about it. Then they told their mom and she came in hot and she started pushing things at me. Wow. Okay. How did it resolve? And you were blocking them. Okay. Wow. And then how did it resolve? Or how did she stop? Wow, that's intense. Um, then we share then started oh my gosh. Then started swearing. So I stood up to her and she said she was going to pop me. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then what happened? This is kind of a little story we have going over here on this live. So someone got attacked this at a children's place. This woman this woman said she was going to pop her. You said go ahead. So the go ahead part, I told her I wasn't afraid. Okay. Okay. And then what happened? So, okay. Then someone else stood up and told her she was in the wrong. Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay. And she backed down. Well, I'm so glad she backed down. And so when she backed down, how did you feel? Was there adrenaline kicking in? Did you feel like you wanted to leave? Did you feel unsafe around someone so reactive? Um, did you feel like saying, go ahead, I'm not scared of you kind of thing? I felt good that I was able to stand my ground. Okay, great. Do you feel like that situation was a really good mirror of what you needed at the time? Or does it feel like a trigger or something that wants to be, I knew I was protected even then? Wonderful. Um, I mean, I'm glad you got something out of it, but provoking someone that's in reactivity and getting into her reactivity, um, is an interesting choice, right? When you have your baby there. So I'm just curious. I'm glad you got something out of it. I'm glad you felt like you could stand up for yourself. And do you feel like there's a certain vibration of a trigger to work with right now? Because whenever we're stepping into someone's reactive reality, uh, there's something reacting in us. There's something triggered in us as well. So that's what's so beautiful. That's what's so beautiful about the world is that it's mirroring things that we can take a look at. I felt like she was bullying me, and in the past, I let that stuff go. Did you let it go because you were scared and you didn't wanna be, so, yeah, there's a few things with that. Yeah. So now, can you let it go and just be like, hands up, like, I just want peace? You know what I mean? Like, can you not walk into her world of reactivity now that you've stood up for yourself? But, like, if that person wasn't there, right? And she might have popped you and might have hurt your child. And so to get into someone's reactivity, um, yeah. So it sounds like it was a situation that was perfect for you. And we have to think about the vibrations that are feeding that, fueling that in the subconscious. Do you want those situations? Do you want the bullying situations to continue now that you've had a chance to stand up for yourself? I was literally sitting down and doing nothing reactive, and she went wild. Yeah, but we're never victims. We're never victims in this simulation. It's always a mirror effect of something for us to work out, right? Um, hello, hello, Laura Lunace. So, um, has anyone else been bullied before? Does anyone else have kind of the bully vibration? Like where you've been bullied or been the bully? Just that whole contrast, that whole um, reality. So let's play with that because that has a lot to do with fear and faith. So Sam really stood up and said, "I'm having faith, and I'm not going to be scared." And she went and she stepped in, right? And that's beautiful. And then there's another way to do that too. There's other ways to step into faith and not even attract someone that's bullying you, right? You must bully a bully back. You must bully a bully back. So L says you must bully a bully back. What is everyone's point of view about that? Yeah, you got to stand up to bullies, right? But how do we not even get into the bully situation? Like, I've never been bullied, right? Yeah, I felt like it was totally uncalled for. Show them you ain't a coward. Yeah, guys, but if we're talking about this from a vibrational perspective, I totally agree, right? On a 3D level, you did that and like, you seemed like a victim and there's all that going on. Yeah. But here we talk about things metaphysically and we're talking about what's underneath that. What's underneath the playing out, right? Like the vibration playing out this. Her children set her off. She didn't even ask questions. She went off, right? Yeah. Bullies have deeper issues. Pray for their healing. Yeah. So here's something you can do. If it's in our lives, if it's in our present moment, we are on some level, I'm not saying the surface level, on some level, we are a co-creation of it. So you'd use Ho'oponopono and just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And you clear up the energy. And the reason you say I'm sorry is because you're saying basically, I'm sorry for co-creating with this with you through my psyche and my subconscious. And then you say, please forgive me, because instead of seeing her as love, you see her as a perpetrator, right? You're seeing her in 3D world, right? And we want to start seeing people in the frequency of wholeness and love. And then you say, thank you, because now you're clearing up this whole thing. Why should something like this happen so I can feel why would something like this happen so I can feel what I need to? I can't stand bullies. Whoops. I'll kick their backsides every chance I get. They prey on the weak and needy. Why I can't stand okay. So Sam, why would something like this happen? So I can feel what I need to? I personally don't believe that path. I believe that vibration matches vibration. So if you haven't cleared up trauma vibration in your psyche, in your subconscious, and that still's running, even though it's not part of your conscious state, you're still gonna have you're still gonna have encounters with bullies. So until you clear up the frequency of bullying, like the trauma of being bullied, you're still going to have these situations. Now, you handled it differently, perhaps, than you have in the past. But the thing is, it's just you still have the vibration of there is a bully scenario. I'm the victim. They're the perpetrator. This is a so we can clear up that vibrational polarity. And once you clear up that polarity, it'll stop happening. I send the energies back to them. Yes, that's a good one. How do we clear our traumatic energy? See, I can't stand. Okay, okay. So one of the ways that I like clearing traumatic energy is voice, right? Um, we can do Hoponopono. We can do voice work. So it just depends on where you're coming in from. Um, what you need to first do is acknowledge. So it's easy for Sam to acknowledge this because she's been bullied before. And now she's like, as a grown woman with her child there, she's being bullied and attacked again. So it's easy to recognize this. But what's not so easy to recognize is that you're not a victim of it. Because it seems like you were attacked and you were just sitting there, innocent bystander getting attacked. But there's always a co-creation, and it's the universe doesn't work with victim and good, bad, and all this kind of. It just matches vibration. So I felt protective of my child in the moment and strong. Awesome, awesome. But would you like to not encounter bullying situations again? Right. So you handled it in a strong way. She seemed like someone who does this always to people, but you know what? That doesn't matter, Sam. What matters is that it happened to you. It came into your reality. Because it doesn't matter if someone in my reality is bullying people. She does it to people all the time. If you're not vibrating it, she will never bully you again. Like I've never been bullied in my life. I've actually watched people get bullied. I've actually stood up to bullies because of other people, but I've never been bullied. So my point is here is that vibrational, the universe works in vibrations, and just because she's done it to lots of people doesn't mean that she's going to have to do it to you if your vibration is shifted around it. Um, She seemed shocked that someone stood up to her, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. So here's another way of looking at it, and then we're going to get into our first sound bath. There's concentric circles. The middle one is the story that you just told. The middle one is that she does it to a lot of people. The middle one was that I felt strong. I stood up to her. She does it to everyone. I've been bullied before. I finally stood up and felt strong. That's all the middle. That's the story. Okay. Then you go out here into the second circle, and it's you go into a broader perspective and you say, this is why this is happening psychologically. This bully is hurt, right? And that kind of thing. But then you go out to a broader perspective in the next ring and you look at it from um, different or metaphysical or spiritual perspectives and say, well, or vibrational perspectives. Why am I experiencing this? Why am I experiencing life like this? Right? And if you believe the laws of the universe, meaning the law of attraction, the law of vibration, then you know that the universe isn't taking sides, the universe isn't giving lessons, it's just showing you it's mirroring to you vibrationally what's active in your psyche. So we can stay here in the story perspective, or we can go into the psychological perspective, or we can go out here to the broader perspective. And so wherever you're ready to play, sometimes we just have to keep telling the physical story over and over again. But eventually we want to broaden our perspective and see it from the deeper truths and laws of the universe. And so right now, it might be really helping you to stay in the center story of like I stood up, I felt strong with my child, it was good. That might be where you want to stay right now, and that is perfectly fine. And then I encourage you to go into the broader concentric circles to get the deeper healing around it, right? So it's called the concentric circles model, and it's not good or bad. Like we're always going to have the story and then the broader circles, and we're always going to kind of be doing this in the concentric circles for where we're ready, right? So like I tend to have some problems with some family members, and sometimes I'm in this circle for months until I can get the psychological perspective. And then I get out here and then I hang out in the psychology for a little bit, and then I realize the broader perspective gives me more peace. And so when I'm ready, I go out into this broader perspective, and oh my gosh, that's where you can sustain peace and do the deeper vibrational healing so that these things don't happen over and over again, right? So that's called the concentric circle model. Um, so Sam, I hope that that helps. So I was talking about the broader perspective for this. So if you've been bullied before, and that vibration of contrast of bully, like perpetrator and victim, is still hanging out as a trauma in your subconscious, that vibration's active. Even though it might not be active in the conscious, it's active in the subconscious. So what's happening is, how many times are you going to meet up against a bullying situation, whether with a family member or a complete stranger? And what we need to do is heal, acknowledge that that's a vibration in your subconscious, acknowledge that there's some subconscious programming there, and go in and sound it out, process it, right? Now, you could do it with the part for the family parts work that we've done before, Sam, or we can try to, move it with sound. Because you had a positive experience with it, it may shift quickly with sound. Or we may need to go in there and talk to the protector and things like that. So it just depends. It just depends. But I feel like if you've been bullied before, then you just there. And I've known some of your family stuff too, that you have like there's a victim perpetrator um, vibration happening. I'm so excited that you're on my tuning fork signing up tonight. Awesome. Nice. Um, so Um, yeah, so that's how I would see it, Sam. And this is all like really deep. Thank you. Awesome. This is all like deep subconscious stuff. Like it's not like you're living this consciously, right? But this is the deeper metaphysical work, is to get to the deeper vibrations that are causing our lives to act certain ways, and we want them to clear up, right? I mean, do you want to keep showing your strength via bullies? Like if you do, then there's nothing to worry about here. But if you're like, I'm so sick of my family members bullying me, I'm so sick of random strangers bullying me, no, I don't need to prove my strength through bully situations, then let's clear it up, because it's just vibration matches vibration. And it could be from past lives. It could be who knows why the first bullying situation happened. There's belief systems that go into place. We don't have to go back and really know about all that. All we really need to do is acknowledge that it's there and say, this is a misperception because this is not the truth of me. And I want to start unraveling this frequency, quicken it, because any situation that would require a bully, like a match for a bully, is a lower frequency. It's a lower on the totem pole of vibrational emotions, right? So we want to quicken it and we want to process it. So let's just process this now. So intention plus sound equals outcome. And so our intention here is to go to into the subconscious. And we're going to do that with 150 beats per minute tonight. You're going to go into the subconscious and you're going to invite these frequencies to quicken. Anywhere that this bullying vibration, perpetrator, victim, is alive in us, we're going to ask for it to resolve. We're going to ask for one love consciousness. We're going to ask to see the situation in love and wrap the psyche in love so that this doesn't happen again. And if it does happen again, it's the deeper part. We're going to pull those roots up more. So that's what this first sound bath is. First, let's get into it. If you're driving, we're getting into the subconscious right now. So hopefully you're in a calm place where you can take this in. So usually 150 beats per minute can get us our brain slowing down into the theta brain waves. And theta brain waves help us get into the creative side of our brains, the imaginative side of our brains, and the subconscious. So just allow yourself to soften your brow, deepen your breath, and allow your mind to slow down as we start to getting into the subconscious, getting into parts of the brain starting to slow down into the theta brain waves. Allow it, claim it as so. Slowing the thought process down, slowing the brain waves from beta to alpha to theta right now. We're working in the subconscious, anywhere you feel like a victim, to perpetrators that are represented by family members, strangers, neighbors. We're going into those belief patterns, we're going into those neural patterns, we're going into any of those points of poignant moments of trauma now. And we're saying, this is not the present moment. We are safe, we are one. There is no polarity. There is no perpetrator. There is no victim. There is a loving presence in each of us that we can tap into. We are one. And any victim perpetrator vibration that's in the subconscious, we acknowledge it. And we say, release into love. Release into love. we got in there a little bit. We got to meet it. We got to meet the energy of the bulliness, the bully scenario. We got to shake its hand. We got to love it. We got to quicken its vibration. So peaceful. You saw Christ on the cross. Yeah. If we think of Christ's story, he could have stood up to the perpetrators, right? It feels good to find strength. We also have to see where we're finding the strength. Is our ego finding strength, or is love finding strength? And a lot of times when we find strength with a bully, we're strengthening ego rather than divine love. Because whenever you are creating more of a separation, we're creating from the ego rather than from divine love. And so it's good. It's good to feel strong in our bodies. It's good to have that experience of standing up for ourselves. And now let's bring it back to love. One love. Oh, concentric circles. Concentric circles. So the other way to do this, that you can do this, is through voice. So you can go in yourself and you can empty. I call it empty and detoxing. So guys, I'm launching my membership tonight. It's called Vocal Oneness. And it's the most consistent, most affordable way you can work with me. It's 2 Zooms a month just for $44. And then you can get on Facebook private group and get mentoring in there. So that has launched. The landing page is over in the bio. Vocal Oneness, and I'll be teaching you how to vocal technique, vocal awareness, vocal empowerment, metaphysical direction, spiritual direction, how to step into the clarity of and guidance and your purpose and your spiritual path, and how to use your voice more clearly, and how to use it to stand up for yourself, yes, but also for pure tones, for using it to sing and speak from the divine, learning how to be sung. So that membership is open. It's starting at $44 a month for 2 60 to 75 minute Zoom trainings. So it's simple. You just join and you stop when you want to stop. So if anyone's interested in that, ask me some questions around it or just go to the landing page. All right, guys. So does that make sense? Like, I think we all have this experience where there's polarity with either family members or strangers. And, the pinnacle of an experience is like that. It's a bully situation, like someone's actually attacking you, either verbally or physically. Like that's the pinnacle of it. But we really all have these victim perpetrator situations happening when we're hanging out in victim consciousness. Now, Michael Beckwith talks about the 4 levels of consciousness: victim, manifesting, channeling, and then being. Being is where you're going to have the most ease. And that's where I'm trying to really encourage us, inspiring us to live from. And we can go back and forth, right? We're not just in one consciousness. We go back and forth, just like in the concentric circles. But if we can really practice being, the ease that happens in being this consciousness is really a beautiful thing. And more clarity. This pattern happens to me so much, not as intense though. Great. Sam, you're doing the work. Every time you're on here, you share, you acknowledge, that's the thing, guys. We've got to share what's up for us. A lot of people they won't share the stuff, like they won't acknowledge it or even look at it, right? Share the story, acknowledge it, see it from different perspectives, move the energy of it. This is the healing process. So proud of you, Sam. Um, Even a neighbor called animal control about me. Let's keep clearing it. Let's just keep clearing it. I had a conversation with my husband on a walk this evening, right before I got on here, and I was just talking about in meditation this morning. I was talking to my future self, and it was just like, okay, I was like, so how do I go about this next chapter? To how where to this move to Spain? And it was just like, just keep staying present, follow inspired action, get out of the active doing and just get into being. And, it clicked to me like my life lately, if I just stay in the present moment and be, all of a sudden, like, I don't even have to like actively go do. Like for example, like this home that I'm staying in, it kind of just showed up. The real estate agent who's amazing that's helping us sell our house. I just had an inspiration to go to her open house, and there she was. I was going to an eye appointment, and I just tur made a turn into her open house, and there she was. It was just like the ease and grace of inspired action. Um, but it doesn't happen when we feel like when we live from shoulds or we live from, oh, I gotta go do this, right? So check out like when do things happen when do polarized things happen to you, right? Is it when you feel an obligation to your kids or different family members? Would you push yourself to do something because you're responsible or expected? Like when you're living from all that, the ease and grace can't show up because you're living from the ego's beliefs of like shoulds and responsibility and obligation and all that programming. And so life gets harder from those. So I'm just kind of curious, how was your morning, Sam? Just using you as an example, again, because like, you're open to talking about it. Like going to that kid place, was it happy and easeful, or did it feel like, you know, this is something I have to do for my kid? It feels like more of an obligation or responsibility. Just kind of curious where your vibration was. Um, and the thing is, what really can show us where our vibration is our emotions, yes, but also our voice. And that's why my membership, Vocal Oneness, I'm going to teach you guys about um, vocal awareness. Like, where was your voice? It's interesting through the years watching how my voice changed when I was like exhausted or with my kids, with my husband, like having a little fight or something, like your voice changes, or whether you're haven't cleared up authority issues and you go into a place of authority and your voice changes or it goes up, your voice is going to tell you what you're acting out in your subconscious. And this is what I want to train people on in my new membership program. Um, Happy, actually, my mom paid for our experience, and I felt excited for them to have fun. Okay. So this is just one of those experiences that um, it popped into the subconscious. You got this experience, you acted on it in a different way. Now you have awareness around it all, and now you can say, I think I'm done. If you want to be done with it. Or maybe you want a few more moments with being a badass, Sam. Maybe you want a few more moments to be like, but it was so weird, like out of nowhere and so escalated that I was shocked, like out in left field. Yeah, I've had situations like that happen too. But I feel like that's a sign there's some deep healing going on. And it's also you dealt with the situation in a different way. It felt fake. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But um It's okay because the deeper parts of your subconscious are coming up and acting out. And that's okay because that means you're in a safe place to do deeper healing. And so now you just have to make the choice, right? Do you want to keep having these situations to show how strong you can be? Or do you want them to stop and just tune into the light in each individual? Yeah, you want to flow and be free. Yeah. So you get to make that choice. And what's so cool is that, like, perhaps some of the sounding, your own voice can kind of clear the path a little bit to be like, yeah, I want to create more flow. I want to be free. The way we be free is this: together we rise. Together we rise. Yeah. So it's ancestral. So you're healing this for your ancestral lineage. Yeah. And now you're the healer of the lineage. So awesome. It's awesome. And you can make this choice right now. You can make this choice right now. So Sam is healing her ancestral lineage of victim perpetrator. How many of us are doing that? How many of us are doing that here? My father is a very fearful man, afraid. People are always out to get him. Yeah. Yeah. So standing up to that woman might have switched. It just might have been the moment in time that was required, and now we restructure it. So there's lots of circles, right? There's lots of circles to be working. The circle that I work with most, though, as a metaphysical minister, is to help people witness their programming. And also, I must go to bed. Maybe we see tomorrow. Yes, come back tomorrow. 3 minutes of love. Sweet dreams, Laura Lunace. um, he was there too and was so proud of me. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Good work. And maybe that's all that's needed. And now we can come back. So the frequencies, the eventuality of it all is seeing that woman, seeing the Christ nature in that woman. The eventuality of the deepest healing that we can go in, and that's what I'm interested in on this channel, is can we see the Christ consciousness, the love, the unconditional love in that woman, regardless of her choices and behavior? And so when we've softened a little bit around this, using the sound, using perspectives, we can, maybe not in that moment. It's okay. Maybe 2 days out, now we can look at it and it's called the miracle moment. Yeah, I don't feel angry at her or anything. I knew she had pain and it was autopilot. Yeah. Yeah. So now, underneath her autopilot, underneath the anger, can you see her Christ nature? And that the story is just the 3D story, but you can tap into the broader truth of her and you and see yourselves as one love. You're fragments. You're both fragments of just the same one. And that is that's beautiful, beautiful healing there. And so we don't want to bypass the story, but we didn't. You got to talk about it and acknowledge it. You got to feel the power of it. You got to see the story with your mom and dad, and so this is the healing path. And you go at it from lots of different circles. I'm doing this, but you can see them as circles. You can look at it in lots of different perspectives. And then the deepest healing is we are one. And everyone's acting it out. That's so wise. That's funny. Well, we're doing this together, Sam. You, my friend. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. You are so wise to receive it because this conversation and what I'm talking about cannot be received by that many people. So I bow down to you, my friend. Um, so thank you for that. That was so fun. That was so fun. All right, guys, so let's get into some more sound healing. So the idea of fear versus faith. I had this whole revelation this week. Friday night, I picked two cards. I did this ritual at my sound bath, and everyone picked a card and stuff. And then at the end, my friend was like, "You pick a card." So I picked a card, and the card said "stuck," and I was like, okay." So she's like, "Oh, just pick another card." So I picked another card and said "withholding," and I'm like, "What the heck?" She's like, "Pick another one." So I picked another one and said "meditate." So I meditate on feeling stuck and withholding. And I was like, oh. And then I had this huge revelation around stuck between fear and faith, and how I was withholding unconditional love because unconditional love sees everyone as having the strength of their divine self, right? So I'm withholding unconditional love from my children, and instead I'm seeing them in a fearful way, not wanting to leave them in the United States by themselves, instead of being like, their lives are functioning from divine order, their Christed consciousness is leading the way, all is well. And so it totally helped me take a look at where I've been acting from fear and where now I'm acting from faith and trust. So I want to do a sound bath about transitioning from fear into faith and trust. You guys good with that? You guys good with that? All right, great, Tori. All right, if you guys wouldn't mind tapping that screen, see if we can get into the algorithm a little bit. And if you feel like sharing, share. And I don't know if Erica's still here. But it said she has watched 200 hours of my live. So I just want to call her out. Erica, you are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just want to put her up here on the live and say thank you for supporting this tribe over the past few years. You are so appreciated. All right, guys. So let's go into that sound bath. We are moving fear to faith. And if you like what we're doing, I've just launched today. I worked on it. The landing page is done. The links are done. The confirmation page is done. The Zoom is ready for you. I'm launching my Vocal Oneness membership. And so you get two Zoom group calls and community mentoring. So if you're into that, it's only $44 a month. That is like the lowest cost of consistently working with me. So love to have you there. All right, fear to faith. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you so much for those. Thank you guys. Fear to faith. Faith, deep-rooted trust. Divine order is at play. Divine order is at play. Thanks so much, Dragon Girl, for the follow, being and raising the rising star. Let's see. It says longtime watcher and rising star in my life. Thank you so much. Let's give Dragon Star a cheer. And thank you so much, Andrea, for those extra little things you gave. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I felt frightened and a helpless feeling I had to trust God to help me to have faith. Well, what if God is you? So what if you have to trust your divine self, the God within? the spark of light. So the more we can identify ourselves as the light and the love, the more we trust ourselves as an extension of the universe itself. As an infinite being, we have infinite abundance and health and resources at our hand. It gets a little easier to trust, right? Right? That's got to be so hard when your kids grow up and want to start their own lives. Yeah, it's a little hard. I felt frightened and a helpless feeling I had to trust God to help me to have faith. Just have to, it's just a deeper, it's a deepening of the truth of yourself. It's the deepening of the truth of yourself that happens. And when you expand that out and you feel that you're a fractal of the one with each one of us. So think of the people on this live. Think of you and I. We're just fractals of the one. We are the one. Tap into the strength of that. Tap into the faith of that. Yeah. Yeah. There's no separation. There's no separation. And the purpose of these lives, the purpose of my memberships, the purpose of all the things that I do is to help us to get out of the perspective of polarity, of separateness, and into remembering the connection of it all. And in that, the faith of the just divine order, which is our order, right? Because we're divinity. And we kind of collect the ego and put it back into the divine self because it's all one too. Yeah. So for you, those of you just coming on, I have launched my Vocal Oneness membership. It's 2 lives on Zoom and a private Facebook group for continued mentoring and community. So if that's interesting to you, it's just $44 a month. I made it super affordable. I want to grow a big membership tribe so that we can all be there together. Your fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest. Club Cheers has been unlocked for all fans to send and celebrate. Guys, we have completed the first stage of our club quest. That's awesome, guys. I have no idea what that actually means, but that seems like a good thing. Yay! Go super fans! I love that. Oh my gosh. What else are we doing here today? Oh, just a reminder, tomorrow we're doing that global synchronization with our 3 minutes of love. So share it. Come on back to tomorrow morning. You gotta do that. Hold the frequency of love. Were you guys on here for that on Saturday? Someone put out and did a really good job spreading the word for global synchronization. I think some of you were here. And it was powerful. Like a lot of us got like chills, we got tears, like they really put it out there. And I think really like 1% of the population was chanting peace, love, unity, and respect. It was great. And so anyway, 3 minutes of love. We've been doing this. We've been doing our own little global sync up on Tuesday mornings for the past few years. I got to do a better job of spreading the word, but that's why we do it. I love the term global synchronization, and that's what we want to do on Tuesday mornings. We're syncing up the love frequency through the collective. So it's a really important work tomorrow morning. And tonight's more of like a community hangout. We do some sound healing. We share some perspectives and stories. And if you're interested in the Vocal Oneness membership, we go deeper with the work. We go deeper with the metaphysical work, the different tools that you can use. We go deeper into using your voice as a tool for awakening. And in the process, what you do is you clear up your voice, you clear up your subconscious, you connect in spiritually. And as as a result, your voice gets pure, and your technique gets better. So it's voice training as well as metaphysical coaching as well as life coaching. Um, so yeah, so that is my Vocal Oneness membership. 2 calls a month, and love to have you guys on there. Um, all right, what are we doing next? How does everyone's weekend go? Sam really got this live started with her story about what happened this weekend. You're interested? Awesome. So it's in my bio, and you'll see the link in there. Awesome. I'd love to have you. It'll take you to the landing page to explain everything. And if you guys have friends that might be interested in it, send them to the landing page. I'd love to just grow this membership. I love the idea of, everyone being able to do it like it's um, the time works, the price works, and we can all. I really believe that we make change when we can be consistent and we can sustain our work, and that happens with consistency. And so this is a way that this can be consistent. Hello, freestyler. Thanks for the follow. So let's see what else happened this weekend. Did anyone find a trigger? Did anyone have an ecstatic joy? Did anyone butt up against spiraling down into old patterns? Let's do a share here. Where do you want to go today? We've got about 20 more minutes on this live, and I'm happy to do some more sound healing. Oh, and over on YT, if you guys are interested in the Vocal Oneness membership, I will put it in the descriptions afterwards. But for now, I'll just put it in the chat. Oh, la da 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 da. It's my favorite part, and then you'll see. Just breaking out into Beauty and the Beast music. I don't know where this stuff comes from. I sometimes just don't know. Oh, that's funny. All right, guys. So there is the link over on YT if you want to check out the landing page. Invite. Okay. What else do we get? Oh my God. Oh my God, that is so cute. Are you kidding me? So over on TikTok, someone just put a little goose, a white goose or duck on my head. That was so funny. Oh my gosh, that was great. Where'd you get that one? Oh, it was a goose. It was a relaxed goose. That was hysterical. Did you guys all see that? The relaxed goose. Thank you, Sam. That's hysterical. So guys, I want to share with you a gift I got. So I've been practicing healing and restoring my eyes and teeth and spine. Actually, my you go, girl. That's amazing. And what practices are you doing to heal all that and restore? We do the practices. We do the subconscious programming, reprogramming, until we realize that all we have to do is realize our God nature, right? And it's these stepping stones into consciousness. And let's see. The cat member reached a member. Okay. I just want to put a big cheer out for Catnip Lady. She's doing a lot on this live. Thank you. Really good work. Good work. And if you want to share how you did that and what you've been doing, that'd be great. Okay, Dragon Girl, if you share how what path you're on to heal your eyes and your back and stuff, I'm going to take a moment and go get my book. Someone gave me this amazing book and I want to share it with you guys. You're going to want to see this title. This book is so good. I'll be right back. Charming, but it's my favorite part. And then you'll see. All right, guys, I've got the book, and I also got my power supply because my power was running out. Okay. 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 This is the book. Okay, Dragon says, saying thank you and acting as it's already happened. And my guides say to use the word restore. Beautiful, guys. Here is someone that is doing active healing and they're seeing their body experience change. This is what they say they did. They say thank you and act as it's already happened. And my guides say to use the word restore. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what you can do? You know what you can do is when after that, and you say restore, say I am restored. And then you let out a sound. What is the sound? What is the frequency of being restored? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, guys. So this is the book that someone gave me. So I play at churches, and this was going to be this Sunday was my last Sunday at this church. I play music there, and the guy that does the sound and everything, he became a friend of mine, and he gave me this book. I was so touched. It's called The Mysticism of Sound and Music. I think you might really enjoy this, Andrea, if you're still here. It says the Sufi teaching of Hazrat Inayat Khan. One, it's so pretty. Do you guys see how pretty it is? But I want to read to you this part about the voice. And this is why I got so excited to offer my Vocal Oneness membership. It says here, I'm just going to read part of it to you. Let's see. Catnip Lady says, I found a new artist named Fia Nix. She has a song about being renewed by moon. Ooh. All right. Fia Nix. Okay, guys. Let's all go follow that artist. Fia Nix. Fia Nix. Okay, I want to write this down, but I don't think I have a pen. Where's my? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna write this down. New artist. We gotta write it down and follow. Follow me where I go, what I do and who I know. Make a part of you to be a part of me. Follow me up and down, all the way and all around. Take my hand and say you'll follow me. Anyway, that's John Denver. I grew up with John Denver, singing John Denver. That's why I play the guitar. So anyway, all right, you guys ready to hear this part about the voice? The voice is not only indicative of man's character, but it is the expression of his spirit. The voice is not only audible, but also visible to those who can see it. The voice makes impressions on the ethereal sphere, impressions that can be called audible at the same time they are visible. Those scientists who have made experiments with sound and who have taken impressions of the sound on certain plates, which impressions appear like forms, that's the cymatics, will find one day that the impression of the voice is more living, more deep, and has a greater effect. Sound can be louder than the voice, but sound cannot be more living than the voice. Pretty amazing. So, I have been doing this work for a very long time with the voice. I've called it lots of different things. I think the first thing I called it was called voices within. I In my 20s, I just knew that my singing wasn't just technical, it was spiritual. And I don't know why or I knew that, but and so now I'm 54 and we've been going through different phases of teaching this and training and experiencing it. The voice is the bridge from the physical to the ether to the God self. And that's why I'm so psyched about this vocal oneness membership. Because this book just came into my life. I had the revelation Saturday morning to launch this membership. This book comes into my life Sunday. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Ease and grace. Like you just be present. Be in your beingness, be present with your day, and oh my gosh, you are just guided with super ease and grace. Like this message about the voice, it goes on for like 10 pages. Just is fueling what this whole membership is about. So anyway, it's exciting. It's exciting. I love the drums and your native sound. Thank you. Yeah, pretty cool, huh, guys? I just listened to my parents sing that song today. Haven't heard it. Oh wow, your parents sing that? That's really cool. Okay. All right, guys. Here's another excerpt. If you take careful notice in everyday life, you will find that sometimes before a person has finished his sentence, you have become annoyed. It's not because of what he has said, but it is his voice. And you will also notice, perhaps not every day in your life, but sometimes that you once heard someone say something that has also always reminded you, remained with you. It gives always a beautiful feeling. It is always soothing. It is healing. It is uplifting, and it is inspiring. This is the power of the voice. Yeah. So interesting. That's you. So they keep talking about the voice here. It's really powerful. Let me see. Let's see. Every person is an instrument in the orchestra of the universe. I love that so much. Let me say that one again. Let me hear a few responses to that. Every person is an instrument in this orchestra that is the whole universe. And his voice is the music that comes from each instrument. Each instrument is made distinct and particular and peculiar so that no other voice can take the place of that particular voice. That means the voice you have, your authentic voice, don't try to have it be something else. Don't have it sound different. You can like breathe better and learn a little technique, but keep your voice because no one else plays that instrument in the universe, right? I was just going to say the voice is powerful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If then, with the instrument that God has made and the music that God has intended to be played in the world, one does not allow that music to be played and one develops a voice that is not one's own, Naturally, that is a great cruelty to oneself and to others. I made a post on TikTok about this quote here. For those on the spiritual path, thinkers, students, and meditative souls, it is of the greatest importance to know the condition of their spirit from time to time by consulting their voice. That is their barometer. From morning till evening, one can see the weather created by oneself. Whether it is warm or cold, or whether it is spring or winter, one's voice is that barometer that shows to us what is coming, because that will come in because what will come is the reaction, the result of what is created, and the voice is indicative of it. Isn't that cool? I use the word barometer all the time. Thank you, Lucky. Um, I use the word barometer all the time. You know, Abraham Hicks would say our emotions are a barometer, right? But sometimes before we're even tapped into our emotions, you can tap into the sound of your voice, the quality of your voice. It will tell you the weather of your soul, of the weather that's around your soul, I should say. The soul is consistent. It is infinite, if it is anything at all, right? So this whole idea, I have a teacher that said there's no soul, right? We are just infinite beings. But I feel like soul is a way to explain our individualness from our divine self, right? But think of the weather in front of the soul. I talk a lot in my work about the clouds in front of the light that we need to resolve so that we can live from our light more clearly. But think about that, the weather in front of the soul. Your voice will tell you about it. The voice also tells you about the purity of light, right? When you're willing to live from your purity of light, the voice follows. The voice follows. So guys, you can tell I like this book. One more time. The Mysticism of Sound and Music. Highly recommend getting it. Shambhala Publishing House. All right, guys. Let's do another little sound bath. I'm going to do it with my small drum. Where's my little drum? Where is it? Not there. Oh, it's right there. Here it is. All right, guys, we're going to do it with the little drum here. Does anyone have anything they want to work on? Remember, we work on the sound plus intention equals outcome formula. So let me know in the comments. What are we working on? What guidance do you want, right? What guidance do you want? What things do you want to be healed? What clarity do you want? These are all intentions we can put into this. Patience. I love that. So patience is a good one, Lucky Smile, because we can all use some patience. When we have patience, we are loving ourselves and we're loving others unconditionally when we can be patient. The ego is not patient. The ego wants immediate reactivity, wants immediate response. Patience is of unconditional love. So it's recognizing the light in you recognizes the light in them. That's what one love consciousness is. So patience. I swear I'm here to be taught it wholeheartedly. You know, we have our themes, right? We have our themes. Like someone on the, Sam on the live is talking about this theme through her life of getting bullied and getting, victim perpetrator, and you're talking about this theme of like patience. It's like, the situation's always coming to me. Will I find patience? Yeah, we have our themes that we kind of sign up for behind the veil, and we have our whole like um acting crew. We have, what are they called? We have all the actors in our stories that are agree to come down to show us patience or to show us whatever. And so yeah. So, but this type of learning in the course of love, which is a book that I've been studying. Thank you so much. In the course of love, it shows us this contrast of back and forth. This type of learning is kind of an older way of learning. And as we step into 5D reality, 5D more ascended frequencies, we are tapping into our knowing. Start to know yourself as patient. Start to know your awakened, ascended self. Know it into the present moment. Know it as a barometer that you are practicing one love consciousness, seeing the love in everybody, right? And so that's our theme here. Here we go. We have these strong grooves in our nervous system. As we heal, those grooves get more shallow. Healing is not linear. As we heal, we'll see ourselves get more and more light, more patient. But the groove doesn't, get completely flat overnight. So you may kind of slip in to that groove a little bit. Just stay on the path. Love yourself through it as you would love them through it. And when you do, that groove gets more and more shallow. Hi, Caroline. Caroline. All right. May we find the grace for patience. May we remember the divine patience we are. I know, I prayed for patience all through my parenting. What we want to do is pray, and we want to affirmative prayer, affirm ourselves. You could listen to that all night. Awesome. Awesome. I do have longer form videos, sound healings over on YT. Also, guys, I do make custom sound medicine for people. It's my program called Harmonic Healing Maps. The harmonic healing maps. The harmonic healing maps. I make you a sound medicine recording layered with different frequencies and voice between 20 and 40 minutes, depending which package you pick. But it incorporates the astrology of your birth chart into and how that looks and how that sets up your chakra system. And then from there, and that information and my guided intuitive singing, I make your sound bath so you could have those specific frequencies that are just right for you. Thank you. I didn't see the necklace, but thank you so much. Darn. I'll have to see the replay. Love seeing these things. They're so fun. So my son says that like or someone said they feel anxious when they listen to a certain sound healing. Like it wasn't mine, it was on TikTok or something like that. And what I was telling them is that when it's not tuned to you or not made for you, sometimes it can make you anxious and not calm because it's not in tune with the frequency that works for you. And so, like you can do a lot of healing with ADHD through binaural beats, but you and you tune them to like the alpha brainwave, but you want to tune the alpha frequency to the frequency that's in tune with the person with ADHD. And if you don't, it'll feel off to them. It won't do the healing that it can do. So you want frequencies that are just right for you for the deepest healing. And that's what we do for in the harmonic healing map. So I have two different things you guys can check out tonight. It's the harmonic healing map. And then my new thing is the vocal oneness membership. And that is affordable to, I would say, most people. It's $44 for every month, and you get two trainings, Zoom trainings live, and then we get Facebook mentoring. I generally can feel what's not meant for me. Yeah, me too. Me too. It just starts like quickening in the heart or something, like a cortisol response happens. That's how I feel it. Yeah. All right, beautiful people, we're going to kind of start winding down. If there's any last minute questions or requests, or just let me know. Thank you for that lucky smile. I appreciate those roses. Appreciate that so much. And so we are going to get a good night's sleep and come back and sync up the collective tomorrow with love, right? Sync it up. Sync it up now, baby. Sync it up now, baby. So yeah, some of the stuff that I want to teach in the vocal oneness membership is to recognize the patterns in our voice, to recognize the sound of our own voice, and to recognize when it's in alignment with our self, with our soul, and when it's not. Really powerful information. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We've got 6,000.5 likes. I appreciate you. Appreciate that a lot. We've had some people over here on YT. I hope you come back tomorrow. I'm going to shut down the YT live. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Take care. All right, we're ending that one. Oops.